Beautiful. Good job being right where you are. No need to get up. Don't. It's pretty good where you're at. You know anything that's a comfortable place to be in. A place that's relaxing. So supported shavasana, bolster behind the backs of the knees, bolster along the spine. Can have the blanket over your abdomen. Nice way to ease anxiety if there is any, or just to help calm you down. We'll begin by simply tuning in, right? So feel just a wave of awareness move through from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. Give yourself a chance just to notice what's present for you in your physical body this afternoon. So any places that you might want to be extra attuned to or aware of, or any places you'd like to adjust for or modify around at all. And then of course noticing and recognizing any places in the body that feel, different. They feel open or expansive, or the energy flows freely through these places. So we get a complete picture of what's going on for you physically right here and now. Okay, and we'll begin simply by lengthening your exhale. So have you release your exhale a little bit further. Each time the breath releases out, I encourage you to exhale through your mouth and relax your jaw a little bit as you exhale. You reach to the very bottom of your lungs. Maybe even so much so that exhale long that you end up pausing a bit at the bottom of your exhale. Okay, and just notice any other stress or tension that you might be holding on to, just starting to let go with each exhale as well. So we first take some time to kind of clear out and let go and gain a bit of distance between whatever's been going on with your day and this moment here. Begin to step into the part of you that is always watching and observing. Remember that we're observing objectively as possible. So nothing that shows up is anything that we need to take personally or make assumptions around, make judgments about, or expect, or get emotionally involved with. We're just observing to observe. There's a really beautiful teaching, of course, from the Yoga Sutras about, these higher states of awareness. We have the 8-limbed path of yoga, and the very end of that 8-limbed path kind of culminates in dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. This is concentration, meditation, and then absorption. It's really the end of the second chapter, beginning of the third chapter, where Patanjali talks of these three kind of components of the 8-limbed path as one thing. He calls them samyama, meaning that they kind of are all in the same vein and they all guide one into the next, right? So if we concentrate on something long enough, we can enter a meditative state with it. And once we're in that meditative state long enough, we can absorb all of the qualities and knowledge and awareness of whatever that thing is. This is where it kind of begins to shift from simply focusing the mind to then being clear on what the mind is focusing on. So now start to shift your breathing so that your inhale builds just a little more, or so that it's equal with your exhale. Exhales are still nice and long. Still welcome to release out through your mouth. But then feel the inhale kind of build into the lungs, maybe even the throat, top of the shoulders, the jaw. And now feel just the totality of your breathing, right? From the base of the lungs all the way up to the top of the lungs, from kind of down into the legs and pelvic floor to up into the shoulders, the neck, the mind. And as your breath becomes more and more complete, take a moment to focus your mind. So that which you wish to understand more of, to see from a different perspective. Maybe this is an aspect of you, maybe something that's been going on in your life, maybe an attitude or a belief or behavior you're working to embody a bit more of. Just stay for another inhale and another exhale. Again, nice and deep. And begin to gently move the fingers and toes. Just kind of run the thumb along the tip of the fingers a little bit. Wiggle your toes around a little bit. And then start to move the ankles and the wrists, rotating the feet around, rotating the hands around. And as you breathe in next, reach both arms up and over your head. And as you exhale, let your arms just relax towards the floor. And then take another deep inhale breath and reach and stretch out of the waist. As you exhale, bring the hands together at the third eye center. Take a moment to dedicate your mind to this one pointed thought, image, feeling. Maybe even here, seeing how this fits into your life or how things change as it becomes more manifest. Just see or sense it here. Take a deep inhale breath. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. From here, I think we can remember that these things take time. That when we manifest from the mind is really something that originates in the heart. So we remember that what we possibly need is some patience and understanding and dedication, devotion. Just kind of see or sense that here in the space of the heart. Take another big inhale breath here, and as you exhale, release your hands down to the fronts of the legs, really the front of the hips, and just kind of let your hands rest on your hip joint here. And then take another inhale, and as you exhale, release, bend your knees and bring your feet to the bolster. And we'll start just by swaying the knees from right to left. You can go, of course, as far over to the right or the left as you would like. You can take a few breaths as you move your knees to one side before shifting them to the opposite side. Just kind of let the body unfold here for another inhale and another exhale. And let's bring the right knee into the chest and just take a moment to rotate your right foot in a circle, one way and then the other. And we'll extend the right leg up towards the sky And just kick through your heel. Really lengthen the back of the right leg. Just pause here. Spread the toes nice and wide. Take another inhale and another exhale. Gently release. Set your right foot to the floor. Bring your left knee, or maybe just right foot onto your bolster. Bring your left knee in and rotate your left foot around in a circle. A couple times one way and then the other. And then extend the leg up towards the sky, flex the foot, kick through the heel, or take a breath in and a breath out. Just kind of hold here, flexing the foot, trace up and down the length of the leg with your awareness. Take another inhale and another exhale. And gently release, slowly set your foot back down onto the bolster and pause here. Place your hands onto your abdomen. Just take a moment to breathe into the belly and feel the breath in the belly here. Take a nice inhale breath, fill up all the way, exhale everything out, and then we'll move and roll to the right or the left. So whichever side you want to go to, you can use your upper arm as a little pillow for your head. The opposite hand can come to the floor, just right in front of the heart. Take a moment to ground into the earth. And to remember the symbol, through the earth of all the support that you have in your life. Not only, is the universe eternally supportive, but all those that show up in human form as well. Just reminding you and supporting you and encouraging you. And take another inhale, and as you exhale, press the floor away and come up to seated position. Just move your props out of the way, or you're welcome to sit up on your bolster or your blanket or whatever is comfortable. And then we'll rest the hands to the tops of the knees, sit up nice and tall, let your eyes gently close. And just let things settle as you come to seated. Kind of trace your awareness up and down the length of your spine. Take another inhale and another exhale. Now start to move your shoulders. We'll draw them towards the front of the body. Up toward the ears, back to the back of the room, and down toward the earth. So just start to rotate your shoulders sweetly and smoothly around in a circle. Draw on your inhale, the shoulders up towards the ears, and as you exhale, the shoulders descend back down. One more time. And then just let your shoulders relax onto the back and sit up tall through the crown of your head. As you exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Just take a moment to sway your head from right to left, tracing the collarbone with your chin, stretching into the upper back of the neck. Take a breath in and a breath out, and we'll move the head to one side, whichever side calls to you. Just a gentle stretch over towards the shoulder. And then feel free to move your head around a little bit. Notice as you move your head if any part of the body tenses up or tightens, kind of resisting or even reacting to the stretch. Take another inhale here, then as you exhale, let your head drop back, your throat open. Breathe in and out. Again, let your head kind of move from side to side so the front of the throat is open, chin reaches towards the sky. Take an inhale and now exhale the opposite ear to opposite shoulder. And same thing here, just when you're ready, move around a little bit. Imagine your breath kind of opening the channels along the side of the neck, the muscles in there. Rotate your head around in a full circle now. Just go nice and smooth. Think of making a continuous connection as you move the head around smoothly. One direction, and then rotate the head the opposite way now. If your hands tense up, or your shoulders, or your hips, or anything, see if you can relax them. Take one more inhale, one more exhale. And inhale, bring your head back to center. Exhale and pause. And bring your hands just right out in front of the heart. We rub the hands briskly back and forth for a moment. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, interlace your fingers, press your palms forward, round the back, tucking chin in towards the chest. Inhale, extend the arms to the ceiling, reach up tall. Exhale and lower the hands to the floor. All right, I'll have you open your eyes. We're going to take the bolster to the side of the body. So we're going to do a little side stretch here. Let's have the bolster on the right side, or the right hip. Just kind of snuggle right up against the right hip. Okay, and you're going to lean over onto the right side body and kind of snuggle the bolster so that it's going to support kind of the waistline. Okay. So whenever you're set, take an inhale, lengthen, and then as you exhale, just extend out. Now your left arm can extend, your right arm can extend straight over your head. You can let your head rest on your arm. Or you could bring your arm forward in front of you and let your head either drop down toward the floor or use your block to support underneath the head. Okay, and I know I'm facing this way. If you want to change, so you're facing towards the plants or the blue wall so that you're on your mat, you can do that, of course. Okay, now your left hand can stay at your head, that can rest to the bolster in front of you, or feel free to extend the left arm over your head. You could place your left hand onto your block, or if it's comfortable on the floor, you could set it there. Okay, we're really just concentrating on opening the side waist here. Okay, now you're going to get heavy with your shoulders and your hips. Okay. With your intention and your inner awareness, start to expand the side of the body, the side that's up, that's kind of reaching up towards the sky. Okay, so not only are we expanding into the side waist, but using the weight of the shoulders and the hips to descend you down. Okay, and your awareness floats between both. Right, and I think that's what starts to happen, as we are absorbed in something. Is again, remember the teaching is we understand the totality of it. So it's not just one piece over the other, but all of the pieces all at once. But it's not like when we are multitasking or have lots of things to pay attention to and to be focused on. The focus is not necessarily on all the component parts, but the establishment of the whole. So just for a few more breaths here, maybe deepen your inhale or just feel the breath expand in this part of the body a little bit more. And as you exhale, feel your shoulders, your head, your hips get a little heavier toward the earth. And notice the curve in your spine that the bolster supports underneath the side waist. So 3 more breaths here. Make them full and complete as possible. Of course, as you release them away. Always, whether drawing in or releasing away, the focus is on the entirety of the experience. Okay, 1 more breath in and 1 more breath out. Then to come out of the pose, you're going to lift left arm up and overhead. Set it onto the bolster or the floor and then come up to seated position. Cross your ankles in center and just set your hands to the tops of the knees and just pause for a moment. Breathe in and breathe out. Try to resist the urge to fidget and wiggle. Just let yourself be in center. Notice how you feel in the torso, in the side body. And if there's one side that's more expansive or more contracted, just take a moment to know which. And take another inhale, another exhale, and now we'll switch sides. So you can take the bolster, you can move your body, you choose. The bolster will come right up against the outside of the left hip. Right? Snuggle it in so that it comes right into the waist. You can lengthen and slide the left arm out so that your shoulder comes onto the floor. Again, the arm can go overhead, or you can take it straight out in front of you so that your head drops down towards the ground. And now the right arm can reach up and over your head as you lengthen the sides of the body. And your hand can come onto the floor or your block, or you can keep it to the bolster or the earth in front of you or your head. Good. And then just breathe in and out. And now we concentrate on moving the breath into the right side ribs, the side waist, and descending heavy through the shoulders and the hips. So when we first come to the practice of the mind, right, and ceasing the fluctuations, realizing the state of yoga, it really becomes just focus your mind, right? Choose something and focus on it. A leaf, right? A memory, a vista, an attitude, a mantra, right? An affirmation. And that'll at least get us to the concentrated state, the state of dharana. And it's right around here we want to now start to refine like what it is that I'm focused on. The whole deal is that we are focusing and awakening to things that are helpful, right? That help us evolve and grow and change. That help us to overcome some of our limits and our judgments. So our attention and intention can change a little bit once we've established a mind that's able to concentrate and stay somewhat still. And this is really a whole piece of, the yoga practice that comes before even the Yoga Sutras come out, before it even talks about what happens when you study the mind. And so there's this whole preparatory process before we even get to the teachings of the sutras. Okay, we've got 3 more breaths here. Remember, maybe you deepen the breath, maybe the breath reaches to spots it hasn't been yet. Again, you can exhale, and as you do, you can exhale through your mouth. Feel the fill of the lungs and the length in the sides of the body, the heaviness of the shoulders and the hips. Just one more breath in. And one more breath out. And then the arm will lift up and overhead, and you'll set it onto the bolster, the floor in front of you, and push the floor away and come up to seated position. And cross your ankles once again. Okay, so now find a place of centeredness, and again, just kind of reflect on the right and left side of the body. Take a breath in and a breath out. Gently release your eyes back, open. I'll have you extend both legs forward in front of you now and just bring your hands back behind you. And we'll just wave the feet from side to side here. Think of moving the femur bone in your hip socket, so internal, external rotation. Take an inhale breath here, press your feet forward, lift open the front of the heart, carry your gaze towards the sky, and then lengthen back through the crown of the head. And so you reach back through the crown, root down through your sitting bones and your hips. Lengthen through your legs, take another inhale, lift your heart, and another exhale here. Good, and then come up to a seated position, and as you exhale, extend your right leg out to the side, and fold your left foot in. You have your blocks out in front of you. You can place your hands to the tops of the blocks. You can always bring your hands just gently back behind you also. Now I want to flex this right foot, maybe give a little bend to the right knee, and your hands just rest in a place where your spine stays steady. So let your spine be steady first rather than place the hands and then adjust your spine, right? So start with the spine and then let your hands just relax down in a place where you can keep your spine nice and tall. And maybe that's hands to knees, maybe that's hands to blocks, maybe it's back behind you. Okay, now once we come from that place of centeredness, you're gonna lift up through the crown of the head and then start to hinge forward. And that might start to affect where the hands are. And you can kind of inch them forward, but keep the spine as straight as possible. Breathe into the front of the chest. And then draw the navel gently in toward the back body. And as you fold, you'll start to fold more and more at your hips rather than at your upper back and shoulders. Yeah, good. So think of broadening the front of the chest, lengthening the collarbones. The shoulders will kind of expand out. And then as you exhale, you'll keep that as you fold forward. And it'll start to move the stretch down into the low back, the inner thighs, the groins. Trace your awareness up and down the length of your spine. And note especially where your head and your neck are in alignment with the spine. I'm going to kind of draw it back a little bit. It may seem a little counterintuitive, but we've got this like forward thing going on, all of us. Looking at phones, projected forward in our lives, right? Whatever you might be reading, computer screens, it pitches the head forward a little. So think of drawing the low part of your like skull back a little bit. I don't know how else to describe it. Kind of right behind the backs of the ears. It's a nice length for the back of the neck, and then the shoulder blades draw together so the front of the heart is open. Yeah, that's it. So subtle little adjustments here. Take 2 more breaths. Think again of hinging forward at your waist. This is way less about how far you get in the fold and more about aligning, right? Take 1 more inhale and 1 more exhale. And then come up to seated on your next breath in and change out the legs. So left leg out, right leg in. So that's the whole deal, right? We're aligning. We align with whatever the concentration is, and then boom, it's like the meditation and absorption just come. And before we know it, we're like absorbed. Flex through your foot, take an inhale, lengthen. Remember, we want to set the spine first and foremost. The side might be different. Okay, so we want to be open to that, right? Take an inhale as you lengthen, and then as you exhale, just gently and sweetly fold forward. But think again more of hinging at your waist and stretching into the inner groins and hips rather than how far forward you go. And now think of the rest of the spine. Draw the chin in just a little bit. Think of moving like right behind the backs of the ears. Just a little length for the back of the neck here. Breathe in and out. So the idea, I think, of samyama is that we are not only clear on what we focus on, but we return back to that over and over and over again. And the process is then we enter into a meditative state, right, where it's just seamless and smooth, and then eventually it moves right into absorption. So it's like the lines start to blur once the concentration comes in. And for maybe just a moment in the realm of samadhi, you lose all sense of I, right? That's the whole deal. The individuated I goes away. We merge with the ahamkara, the I-ness of all things. You're there for like a split second and then you come back, right? Because the body starts to pull you back or thought starts to come back in. Just 2 more breaths here. And then of course we're in this kind of cycle of trying to achieve what we had before or reaching back for what we had gained. One more breath in as you lift into the heart, one more breath out. And then inhale, come back up to seated. Now you can see how much strength is built in the low spine. Now bring the soles of the feet together and just kind of take them further out in front of you. You're just going to rotate the torso around in a circle. So when we hold our alignment like that, right, we strengthen the part of the body that's needing the strengthening and support the part of the body that needs the support. Allowing the part that's a little bit more tight to start to open, a little bit more open to start to strengthen. Rotate the torso the other way now. Breathe in and out. Good, let's go one more time around on your inhale, one more exhale, and then come up to a seated position. We'll just open the feet out a little bit, bring the knees up towards the sky, and once again, bring the hands back behind you. Turn your fingers to face back and then just wave your knees from right to left. Breathe in and out. All right, take one more inhale and one more exhale. And we're going to come back onto the sitting bones. I'm going to have you lean back over onto the right hip. This time you're going to tuck the left knee under so that you come to 90-90 with your ankles, knees, and hips. So leaning over onto the right side, your hands will come around either side of your right thigh, right knee. And we're going to face the torso over the thigh as opposed to out to the side, right? So want to face over the thigh. So we're going to use the thigh itself to squeeze into the internal organs. That's the technical term. Take an inhale, lift the heart, and as you exhale, swoosh, right? Fold forward. Let him squeeze a little bit as you lower, and then come back up on your inhale. And do that again as you exhale. So like think of massaging the internal organs on this side as you come in and out of it. Do one more time, come up on your inhale, and then exhale, fold. And now you'll rest the chest onto your thigh. Your hands can come to the floor, maybe onto the elbows. You can use your block. And now you're going to breathe. Right, and the same thing will happen. The breath will move to the easiest place, right? The least impeded place. But because you're in your practice, you're going to stay connected to the part of the body that's laying over the torso and breathe as equally in the lungs as possible. So that the breath has to move into the right side as much as the left, and the belly on the right side has to expand just like it does on the left. And that's what starts to tone, right? We get to release as the organs get squeezed. And they'll tone as the breath fills, right? So the breath and the diaphragm work as like this massage for all of your internal organs. So you want to keep your breath nice and deep. Concentrate, right, on the steadiness of breathing, and then it will just be there. A few more breaths here. Can you relax a little more in the shoulders or the neck or the jaw? How's the concentration on the intention going, right? Can you bring it back? Take 2 more breaths here. And as you feel your body breathe the next, you'll come back up onto your hands. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. When we come back to center, once again, cross your ankles. Just set your hands to the tops of the knees and notice and feel. A lot of this is very subtle, so if it's not super apparent right away, that's okay. It doesn't mean nothing happened or that there wasn't some benefit gained. Take another inhale and another exhale, and then I'll have you gently unwind your legs and we'll come over onto the left side. So left knee comes out, the ankle in line with the knee in line with your hip, and same on the right side. Then hands go around either side of your left knee so your torso faces over your thigh. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, you'll fold forward. So it could very well be that you have flexibility to go even further. Inhale, come up, but see if you can keep it faced over your thigh here, just for the internal organs on this side of the torso. One more time, come up and away, and then exhale, settle in, and now we'll hold here. Breathe in and breathe out. And now, of course, easier to fill the lungs on the left side or on the right side. You can keep your intention the same, right? Nice, deep, steady breath as you inhale and exhale in the lungs. You might even emphasize the breath on the left side more than the right. Or put a little more attention. This is how we kind of strike a balance, right? It's not always going to be 50-50, and this is a really good example of that. The balance might even, be struck by moving more into the left side than the right, or surrendering the right side down more than the left. Just let yourself soften into it a little bit. Notice the little twist in your spine here. And for these last few moments, see if you can keep your breath full, experiencing the entirety of the inhale and the depth of the exhale. And 3 more breaths here. As you feel your body breathe, and next come back up onto the hands. Take an inhale and exhale, just pause. And then bring yourself back to center, and once again, cross the ankles, just sit in center and notice how you feel right versus left. Let your eyes open. We'll take the feet over to one side. We'll come onto the hands and the knees for a moment. Please feel free to pad under your knees. Just want to get a little movement to the hips that were very fixed. So shift the hips from right to left here. You can gaze over one shoulder and then the other. And we'll even start to take the hips into some circles. So back over the heels to one side and then around the opposite side a few times. And similar to what we did with the head, right? Make your movements as seamless and smooth as possible as you rotate around. Good. Go around one more time, inhale and exhale, and you'll pause and go the other way. Breathe in and breathe out. Think of all those little muscles in your hips, your knees, your low back. Good. And just take one more breath in, one more breath out. And then bring the knees nice and wide, your big toes to touch. Sit your hips back over your heels and extending your arms forward, come into child's pose. You can flip your palms open towards the sky, or feel free to bend your elbows and place your hands behind the head, hands in prayer. Breathe in and out. Let your heart soften down for the ground. Anything that's weighing on the heart, you might see or sense it dissolve into the earth. Just stay here for one more inhale and one more exhale. Then wherever the hands are, you'll extend them forward. We'll all come forward onto the belly now. So you're just going to slide forward and come on to the elbows up into Sphinx pose. Okay, so elbows underneath shoulders and wrists in line with elbows. And you're just going to lift the chest and roll the shoulders gently back and down, like you could pull your body through your arms.
Now take an inhale and reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, now drop your chin to your chest. Just take a moment to let the weight of your head stretch the back of your neck, and feel free to move your head from right to left here. You could draw chin to shoulder. You might even kind of curve the upper back a little bit, pull the navel in. Good. Take another inhale, another exhale, and now you'll lift your head back up to center so your gaze comes forward, the crown of the head toward the sky. Now take an inhale and lower your head back down. As you exhale, lift your head and bring your left foot with you. Kick your heel in towards your hip. Then inhale, extend the leg and lower your head back down. On your exhale, lift your head, bring your right foot with you. Kick your heel in towards your hip. Good, do that again. Inhale, let your head lower down. Keep the collarbones broad. Exhale, pull left heel in. Flex your foot as you lift your head. Squeeze the back of the leg. Inhale, extend the leg and lower the head down. Exhale, pull the heel in. Lift the head, roll the shoulders back. Do that one more time on both sides. Inhale. And exhale. So a little stretch for the front of the quad. Flex your foot. Inhale, extend the leg, lower the head down. Exhale, lift the head and pull opposite heel in. Good. And then extend the leg, lower your head, take an inhale and exhale, extend the arms to the sides, drop the forehead to the top of the hands, and just stack the hands on top of one another here. You can kind of wiggle your hips from side to side if you like. Breathe in and out. And then take one more inhale and one more exhale. Okay, I'll have you lift your head up. You're going to extend the arms like a little cactus out to the sides and turn your gaze to the right. And you're going to bring the inside of your right knee onto the floor in line with your hip. So bend your right knee and bring it out to the side. The inside of the knee on the ground, the ankle in line with your knee. So you just need to scooch the foot away from the body. Yeah, good. Now you can support underneath the inside of the knee with your blanket if you want. Maybe it just rests on the earth and that feels okay. Now similar, only now the weight is in the left side of the waist. You're gonna push your belly into the floor, similar to what we did in our a little pigeon variation with the torso over the leg. And now you have the earth, which is a little more firm. And will help to tone the breath in the body. And also similar kind of work for the internal organs. So just a few more breaths here. If you want, at the top of your inhale, you can pause your breath a little bit. Just let go, relax in the shoulders and the neck. I know the neck is turned. See if you can soften and relax here in the upper body. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. Bring your head back to center and extend your right leg straight back. Just pause here, take a breath in and a breath out. And then we'll go to the other side. So turn your gaze to the left. Bring the inside of the left knee out onto the floor in line with your hip. And then take your foot out so your ankle is underneath your knee. Good, and then breathe in and breathe out. Now the weight shifts to the right side of the torso. Breath is still steady, right? So no matter what pose we take, and no matter if the practice is vigorous or more relaxing, if you're on your belly or your sitting bones, you're balanced on your head or your hands, or you're settled into your feet, right? The breath is steady. It becomes that symbol of the steadiness that we're looking to find in the mind. We learned through practice that is actually one of the ways to get the mind into that steady state also. So just 3 more breaths here. Remember, at the top of the inhale, if you like, you can hold your breath, maybe push the belly into the floor a little bit more before releasing it all out. And again, relax the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. Last breath in here, and
One more breath out. Bring your head back to center. Extend your left leg straight behind you. Take an inhale and exhale. And now lift your head and slide your hands back by your low ribs. Tuck your elbows in and lift your shoulders, but then relax towards the floor. And now on your inhale, roll the shoulders back, hug the elbows in, lift the heart for Cobra Pose. And as you exhale, lower down to the ground. Keep your chest and head heavy. Just lift your legs and feet now for half locust. Exhale, lower the legs and feet. Root through the legs. Inhale, lift the heart again, Cobra Pose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift legs and feet. Use the strength of the back to lift the legs and feet as high as you can. Exhale, lower them down. And let's do one more time here with the upper body. Lift the chest. Exhale, lower it to the floor. Lift legs and feet on your inhale and exhale, lower them to the floor. And now right where you are, I'll have you roll over onto your back. So you're just gonna flip over. And take a moment as you come onto your back, bend your knees and place your feet to the floor underneath your knees. And then similar to what we did when we started, sway your knees from side to side. Of course, now the feet are on the floor as opposed to on your bolster. Take another inhale, another exhale. Bring your legs back to center and stack the right ankle on top of the left knee. Good. Figure 4. And you can stay right here if you like. Take your left foot off the earth and interlace your hands behind the back of the left hamstring. You want right foot flexed, so kind of pull the toes back and kick through your heel. Relax your upper body towards the floor. Yeah, it's helpful on your exhale to help release any tension or tightness that's held in the shoulders, neck, and jaw. Then you'll pull the left knee toward you as with your right elbow, you gently press the right knee away. So effectively, you're drawing the right ankle and foot toward you, but pushing the right knee away from you. And I'll bring some interesting sensations into the lower back and into the hips. You can move around here a little bit, maybe rock from side to side, rotate your legs around in a circle. You can go one way, of course, and then the other. You can go all the way over onto your right hip. You could bring your feet almost all the way over to the floor to the left, right? The idea is that we just are able to explore. And that exploration, we allow the body to kind of guide the way. And remember, we're connected to the highest kind of unfolding. And so listening deeply for where those boundaries are and respecting them. Okay, now take one more inhale and one more exhale. Bring yourself back to center for a last breath in, one more breath out, maybe pull the knee in. And then gently release and set both feet onto the floor. And once again, you can sway from side to side or take your feet as wide as the mat and knock your knees together. And then just set your hands onto your lower abdomen. Take one more inhale and one more exhale, and now we'll do the other side. So stack left ankle to the top of the right knee. Then remember, you can stay right here or take your right foot up and off the floor, bring your hands around the back of the right hamstring. And pause here. Now remember, left foot is flexed. So spread your toes, imagine, and kick through the heel. That's it. And breathe in and breathe out. And then relax the upper body, the shoulders and the neck and the jaw. Breathe in and out. Take a moment to move around if you would like, right? Sway the knees from right to left. Make some circles. Just a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. And inhale.
Inhale, release, place your feet back down onto the ground. As you exhale, just kind of pause. Breathe in and out, feet nice and wide, big toes, knees touch. Take another inhale and another exhale, and now bring the soles of the feet together and let your knees drop out to the sides. Supta Baddha Konasana. You can place your hands to the hip bones a little bit, or maybe a little massage for the inner thighs. You can even use the weight of the hands to help encourage the knees out. And breathe in and breathe out. Feel the soles of the feet kind of come together as you let your knees drop out to the sides. Let's do just 2 more breaths here. One more inhale and one more exhale. And then inhale, you'll bring your knees back to center, and as you exhale, extend the legs now down onto the ground and come into Shavasana. If you want to do supported like we began, please feel free to, just those bolsters behind the backs of the knees. You can also set the bolster along the spine. You could even elevate the bolster if you want to stack it on top of your blocks. Or if there's another variation that you know and love, you can of course take that as well. And then blanket, so now you're on your back, right? The blanket acts like the floor did as you place it onto your abdomen or over the body, wherever it feels comfortable. Okay, and now just the whole body relaxes. Take a deep inhale breath, fill up all the way. And exhale it out through your mouth. Do that again for me. Inhale, nice deep breath in. Fill up all the way. Then exhale through your mouth. Release it all the way out. Do it one more time. Big breath in. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold. Exhale it all out. And just relax here for a few precious moments. Shavasana.
to bring awareness back to your physical body. And slowly and sweetly allow your breath to deepen. Gradually start to move the fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. When you're ready, extend your arms up and overhead and reach all the way from fingers to toes. And take another inhale breath here as you reach nice and long. On your exhale, just give yourself a little squeeze, hug the knees in. Take a moment to extend some gratitude to yourself for coming to your practice this afternoon, for coming to your mat. And then when you're ready, you can roll to the right or the left, and we'll come up to a comfortable seated position. We'll take a moment just to seal up our practice. Okay, so once back into Sukhasana, just take a moment. You can turn forward to just notice how you feel, right? Like a post-practice snapshot of what's present in the body and the mind. Just watch as your breath breathes in and out. And take a moment to recall your intention, right? So here, of course, the culmination of our practice and really the culmination of the 8 limbs. This idea that we focus long enough on one thing, that we gain absolute understanding of it. It becomes a knowing, a deep-seated truth, if you will. And it's not because someone told you about it, right? Or you read about it or anything like that, but you have direct experience of it. And there's a settling of that, like a groundedness in that, a tamas, if you will, of what has been realized from that place, and that heaviness kind of lands it into the body and into your consciousness and into your awareness. And as you bring your hands back together at the center of the heart, this process also reminds you of the beauty and the possibility that exists everywhere at all times. So to the dedication from your heart, just a moment to, bow back in, if you will. Bring the hands to the third eye center as an honoring of the power of the mind. Then take a deep inhale breath here. Exhale the hands to the heart. And we'll seal with a chant of Om. Take a big breath As you exhale, bow the chin to the chest. Take a moment to honor the love and compassion that lies in your heart and the hearts of all beings. Teacher that guides our way. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. So thank you all so much for being here this afternoon. Be a beautiful rest of your night and take good care. See you next time.